We're in Townsville, where the Premier set up office this week. Anna Bligh promised to get out and listen more after rumblings of disquiet in Labor ranks about the government's sagging popularity. There's no doubt people here were keen to speak with her, and her understanding of the region has surely improved. But will it be enough to win back voter support?
Yay! Yay! We welcome the Premier of Queensland, Miss Anna Bligh. How are you?
I'm very well. Good morning, guys. How are you?
What a welcome it was.
You are the woman who runs the state, dealing with pressures of love and hate.
The Premier wanted to become better acquainted with the North.
To actually be here and live it for a week, you're going to get a whole better understanding of where things are in Townsville.
Well, that's what I hope, to live and breathe it for a week.
And the North learned a little more about her.
Do you have a real nickname, Anna?
Not really. My brothers used to always call me Anna Banana.
That was a long time ago. Things have changed. These days, Anna Bligh is called Premier, and technology allows her to run cabinet meetings remotely. But it's not the wonder of video conferencing that prompted the visit. It was also born out of discontent within her caucus, driven by fear about Labor's poor standing with voters, and a growing perception the government's out of touch.
You'd have to say that they've got some real challenges at the next election in a couple of seats up here. Traditionally a very Labor-orientated city, but I don't think it'll be that way at the next election.
Peter Gleeson is the editor of the Townsville Bulletin.
Have we spoken to her today about water?
He says his readers had mixed feelings about Anna Bligh's presence this week.
Look, I think there's been some cynicism. Some people have suggested it's a stunt, but I mean, it's better than the alternative, isn't it? I mean, at least she's here, she's living and breathing the city, she's understanding what makes Townsville tick.
Some of the cynicism came from predictable quarters.
You don't have to move to North Queensland to know what it's like to live here. Like, I don't have to move to the Gold Coast to know what it's like to wear white shoes. You know, I don't have to move to Western Queensland to know that it's dry. You know, I think you can get perspective. She's got a cabinet minister here. You know, the Premier's got a cabinet minister here. She's got 3 local representatives here.
The police union wasn't impressed with her visit either.
It just shows you she's out of touch, and this is another cheap political stunt to gain publicity to hide the real issues.
And there's no pleasing the rail unions, especially in a rail town. They took the chance to stage another privatisation protest.
This has been the greatest betrayal of working people that I've seen in my lifetime, and I hope to Christ it never happens again. We need to either rebuild this party or start a new bloody party or do some frigging thing, because the current ones aren't worth a squirt.
It's not just the asset sales stirring northern resentment, but also a feeling of being overlooked, simply because they're far away from Brisbane.
Look, it's not been that long since there's been another set of rumblings around a separate state for North Queensland. I think they do feel left out of the picture to a reasonably significant degree.
They may not always feel like that, but I can assure them that on a population basis, in fact on a per capita basis, there's more being spent on every man, woman and child in North Queensland than on those in South East Queensland.
The Premier kept a frantic, tightly controlled schedule, juggling state duties with meetings, business breakfasts, dinner speeches and carefully orchestrated hard hat media events. But much of her interaction with everyday folk was kept low-key, away from the cameras.
Hello, how are you? And I feel like I've met just about everybody in town. We've got a very heavy schedule. People are interested in spending time with me as Premier. I've got a lot of appointments from people who have got issues they want government to deal with, people who have got great ideas they want us to develop, and it's that face-to-face contact that I think makes the real difference.
The business community leapt at the chance.
I think it's a good opportunity for local business leaders and you know, the council and the local members to have a say and have a chat with her about Townsville's future.
Even political foes secured an audience with Anna Bligh.
We don't obviously see eye to eye politically at various things, but one thing about the Premier is that she's a hard worker, she does a lot for Queensland, and she cares really, I think, about ensuring that all Queenslanders have got jobs, and that's a good thing. So obviously the Premier sees Townsville as a very important area, and she wants to spend time up here to make sure she can secure the votes.
Whether she's managed to secure the votes remains to be seen.
There's disappointment and in some cases outrage, and our readers are very keen and quick to expose some of the deficiencies they see in the Bligh government. But to actually spend a week here, living in North Queensland, being exposed to what challenges confront this city, I think is a smart political move.
And it's a move that looks set to be repeated.
This week was an experiment, it's worked, and I'll be doing it again.